Hi, everybody. This is your announcement for Philosophy 201 for April 6th. Um, so we are continuing to kind of get caught up and get oriented to the new reality right now that we are all experiencing. So I hope you're all doing well and are kind of getting settled into, if you had face-to-face classes, um, meeting your professors on Zoom and talking to little thumbnail people on Zoom as opposed to being in a classroom. Um, Anyway, it's an interesting time. I teach a couple of face-to-face classes and I've converted them into online classes and we meet on Zoom and and it's all pretty interesting. So anyway, I hope that's going well for you. Okay, so we continue our online class, which has always been online, and what we are doing now is, let me see, where have we been? Okay, so we are in Module 3 on truth, knowledge and truth, and epistemology. Okay, so last week you completed the self-check quiz and also Module 3.1 discussion. Now, I know a few of you wrote in and asked, well, what do you mean by a knowledge claim? What's a knowledge claim? And that's a good question, and now I'm thinking about maybe rewriting that discussion question so it's more clear. So I'll look forward to reading what you wrote about that. And by knowledge claim, it's something that a fact or something that you believe to be true, okay, that has been claimed as knowledge, that someone has claimed to be knowledge, and you believe that that knowledge is true. So that's what I was asking about in that discussion question. So I'll look forward to seeing what you all wrote. Okay, now for this week, we move on to Module 3.2, and this is an essay module. Okay, so this is a little bit different though because this is a critical essay. Okay, so a critical essay means that you will be doing evaluation. All right, so you're not just going to describe what is going on in a reading, but you're actually also going to be evaluating that reading. So, and it's not so much whether you agree or disagree, but it's more, how do you support what you think about that reading based on the evidence that's provided in the reading. Okay, so your objectives, your module objective here is to critically evaluate the arguments and positions of one of the theories of knowledge and truth presented in Module 3.1 in a short written assignment. Okay, so you're going to want to review the text that we read for this module. Okay, so that would be Descartes, and I believe it's the Navajo reading by Benali, and then complete the essay, Module 3.2 essay. Right, so then you hit the next button, and there it is. Okay, so here is the assignment. So again, this is different from the last two essays that you've done. Okay, this is a critical evaluation essay. All right, so let's go over this. The purpose of this assignment is for you to think and write critically about one of the readings in this module. Okay, so the instructions. To complete this essay, you will need to first reread the text on which you will write. For this assignment, we will revisit the reading by Descartes, Meditations on the Nature of Knowledge. And again, in fact, I'm going to add this to the assignment. Let me make a point here. So here's our book. Okay, I'm just grabbing our textbook. So I know I've been hammering this in hard, but it's really important that I hope I can find the reading, that you know, okay, where the reading begins and ends and what it is you're supposed to be writing on, okay? Because I think that there are still students who will write about the introduction to the reading. Okay, so I'm desperately trying to find the reading and I'm not having a lot of luck here. But anyway, I guess I'll just use something else for for an example. Okay, so here is, we're not reading David S. Wong, okay, but this is in the book. This is where, this is the beginning of the chapter, okay, or the beginning of the section. Now, this text here is just the introduction that's written by Professor Hallman, okay? That is not actually what David B. Wong wrote. So after the introduction, then you get to what David Wong actually wrote, okay, which starts here. Now, he has his own introduction, but that's David Wong's introduction, so that's okay. All right, so after those questions, that's where the actual text starts. Okay, so your essay should be only about what, in this case, in this paper, you're going to be writing about Rene Descartes, writing in Meditations on the Nature of Knowledge. Okay, so it should only be about that. Okay, so please don't bring in the introductory material that was written by Professor Hallman, the editor of our book. Okay, so this is your structure. First, introduce Descartes' philosophy by talking about the topic of his writing. What is the subject that Descartes discusses in Meditations on the Nature of Knowledge? So that's one paragraph. Next, critically evaluate the main points of Descartes' argument by responding to the following question. Okay, now this is kind of the meat of the paper. Do you agree with Descartes that the truth of your own existence cannot be doubted? Defend your answer, basing your response on Descartes' writing. In other words, what does Descartes say that leads you to your answer? Okay, now, in the past, students have been a little confused on what the truth of your own existence cannot be doubted, what that means. Okay, so what we're saying there, this is what Descartes says in the reading, if you remember, that he comes to the conclusion that the one thing, here, let me talk to you, that the one thing he cannot doubt is his own existence. Okay, there's that very famous passage where he says, I am, I exist. This is, most certainly true. When do I exist? When I think. So even the act of doubting, okay, which is an action of thought, proves to him that he exists. Okay, so his conclusion then is, I cannot doubt or question or disprove my own existence. Okay, so that's what we're talking about there. So the question then is, do you agree with that assertion of Descartes, that your own existence cannot be doubted? Okay, and then you're to defend that, basing your response on Descartes' writing. Okay, so what does Descartes say that leads you to agree or disagree with his assertion? Okay, so I don't want you to go off on your own tangent. That has nothing to do with Descartes. Okay, so keep it to the text. Okay, defend your answer, support your answer using the text. It's very important. Otherwise, you're not answering the question. Okay, so how to write this? You're going to write in essay format. Okay, continuing from the introduction. 2, use your own words to paraphrase key points in Descartes' writing that address the question. 3, you may use quotations from the text. However, you must explain each quotation's meaning and how it supports your response to the question. 4, citing your source. Your source is the reading by Descartes, and that is all. Okay, that's your only source. Don't Google, don't try to find background information on the internet, because it's going to mess you up. I promise you. Okay, so you're going to include in-text citations within your essay in MLA style. Okay, so, and also please give me a full citation with a works cited page. And there's just going to be one citation, which is fine. Before submitting your essay, fix spelling and grammatical errors. Okay, having errors will lead to a lower score. And 6, make sure your writing is clear. Before submitting your essay, read it out loud to yourself. Revise the parts that sound clunky or unclear. All right, and then these are the criteria I will be grading your papers on. Accuracy, Okay, how accurately do you discuss the argument by Descartes? Critical evaluation, how well does your essay answer the question using information that is clearly derived from the assigned reading? Relevancy, how closely does your essay address the question that has been asked in the instructions? Clarity of writing and formatting. Okay, so that's what we're doing for this week. Now, once again, if you have questions about the reading, about the essay questions, please contact me soon, okay, so that you can get your questions answered. All right, I have my office hours in Zoom. I am very available for you. We can actually talk on Zoom. So I encourage you to use that, okay? All right, I'm going to sign off for now because this has been a long announcement. I hope you all have a really good week and, stay safe, be well, everything that everyone's saying. Do your social distancing and we'll get through this. Okay, everyone. Thank you. See you next time.